Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be—
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should—
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put this— I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry.
Fine.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any—
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start—
Irminsul access granted. Initiate—
Is this a small sap? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the— Ooh.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Pick your jaws up off—
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he's—
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Can you still sense where the heart—
Yes. Permission to begin searching—
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey, so—
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got— Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge—
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive current.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells—
The rest is up to you. If you just—
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're—
Traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also invited—
Huh? What the— We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it.
Paimon's never tried this, so Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction?
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that perhaps today will be the day. Well done. So, You made contact with that part of his mind.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today.
if you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatara Suna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information...
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork.
So the guess they got...
Well, they guessed right up.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones have... Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of... Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So...
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me.
Wait! How did you...
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making... Huh?
This light... It look...
Anonymous data.
Hey! Don't you forget the...
Shh! Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are
There's no one else who can enter the first.
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose, but
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. And now, every piece of ore here... Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us.
you flatter me. From the outset, I saw much.
So you say, Escher.
My goods.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't... What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke, mounting production... And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat?
Enough! I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take... I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and...
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this.
You... You...
You're a little... I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. At least for the first few days. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to... And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity. And what I...
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll...
It's no trouble at all. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity.
The Fatu...
Just to create a minor...
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled. My device functions precisely as you say. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other...
If you give him... He has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost... Think of me as a monster or a demon. If I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will you... Mr. Niwa? Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful...
Hey!
Dottore. Good.
Was that... the doctor? Did he turn into... but... why did...
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his
Maybe so.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the... You know very well what that means.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident.
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural, so now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left, the mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the mechanic removed the withered heart from the balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man?
Yes. Only if you understand.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that it won't.
Hey, aren't you investigating?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irmin's.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset.
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria... Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens...
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you what... Did you get all that?
Yes.
Does this info count towards my mission?
Very valid.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I shared a secret with you. And now you owe me. So in return, give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. So tell me, in this... Done.
Huh? What the...
Nothing. So long. I suggest...
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki those who died in Tatarasuna because of me,
Hey! Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real... But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve...
Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh, no.
Oh,
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer. What happened?
It was the Balladeer's fault.
I didn't think he'd be capable of some... Did he keep some of his power?
Where the heck did he go?
Don't be. It's not your fault. We're running out of time.
We're out.
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged. I'm sorry, but...
An emergency?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though the...
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right! You can't just rewrite history. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared. Paimon's... Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't every... There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But, so, how about, alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Andrean chili chicken. Also, um, Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon certainly can't remember. Is that a food? What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something? So, the balladeer. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since... But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took... If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were! We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too.
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden, there is no harm in telling you. The Raiden Gokuden were the...
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. And overseeing it was the armory officer, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the powerless and destitute. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the... In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to cut. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? On to the next stop!
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid...
Are they out on...
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's...
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it.
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Of course, What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kami... As for the Commissioner himself, well...
So pretty much business is...
Very...
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. Whenever the Commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't... They say it's because Toma's a much better... They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very... Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever... It's been many years now since the late Miss... As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched... So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission Head. Wonderful.
Paimon likes it here too! Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime.
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're, great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't worry, we'll...
All right, then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of.
Very well.
Squall Fury. Too slow. The wind rises.
Do I have company?
What kind of person comes to a place like this and just spaces out? Let's find out. Come on.
Hey, I wasn't spacing.
Sure you were. Your eyes were glazed over, dude.
Why are you making fun of me? I told you I was...
Oh, he said Tatara's...
Oh, is there something you want to know about Tatara? My name's Xavier. Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna. Oh, well, it's a long... I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the...
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology...
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something?
Oh, I didn't realize you...
Me neither. Paimon did...
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come... Of course!
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most welcome. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but... keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you. Come on, you gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab some... Alright, let's head up.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are. If you...
We have time.
It's the same topic we discussed.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh.
I presume you'll want to read mine as...
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow. So many...
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Ugh. So there's...
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis.
Yes, okay, point taken.
And they're back at it.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us.
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you...
Will do.
too slow. The wind rises.
Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time.
The balladeer? You look troubled. Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look...
That's cool. So, this puppet known...
But how...
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If so...
So, you believe this person really
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten...
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's motivations.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had... Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, he couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance, the story makes sense. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and...
Yeah, it does make... It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but... it...
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have...
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale?
I authored this record.
Huh? You?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an alibi.
Hold on. So this record...
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way changing the information, but Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I meant...
That's incredible!
And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information, but if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that... There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in... But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not there. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You..." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor is how it wished to swallow. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer's stoop to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and this memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Creating a deity was just the first step. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that Paimon has no memory of him at all.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although before he vanished, he confirmed, and we still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own harp.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all, so the answer is not everything. When you give someone the truth, to others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of and that is what you have been doing.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go?
Good idea.
You got it. Come on, Travel. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers. What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. What is it? Why'd you jump?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look.
Hey!
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you... Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's...
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like...
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetia.
Leave it to me. I'll find some...
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, you don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do...
That's right. We can talk more about that later. First...
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight.
In my opinion, Shoots is the best one.
Squall and Fury. Yeah.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning? Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. Huh? You two over there. You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to... no, we haven't met. I have no recollection.
Are you
Sorry, but I just can't take your...
a puppet?
Huh?
You...
I guess you do know me after all. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must... Okay, but...
Are you really working for that guy?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm. And he let me take shelter in his cart.
That's...
Let me take these back. Then I'll come...
Then let's return to the city.
Behold! There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went...
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry.
I was just about to pay you.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for But look, it was pouring down, and there you were. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing.
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters.
Thank you. All right, done.